What's going on, guys? Got this 7.3 in the building here, of course, and I don't normally film repair type videos just because the camera's always in the way. I tried it a couple times, but it's just kind of annoying. Then is it filming? Is it not filming? Your hands are greasy. You're trying to touch stuff, but then still trying to keep the phone camera clean. But I thought this one might be worth filming for a little while because, one, the camera's kind of out of the way. So I throw my shit around. And two, it might be an issue somebody else has had. So one little side quest I have here is with these wheels. I was going to draw out these center caps, but you can actually just unscrew them. And the reason why you'd want to do that, at least on this particular truck, is you got the manual locking hubs here. So with this cover there, you can't get to the hub. But made in China, of course, right? But with this, should be easy enough. Just unscrew it. I tried doing it from the outside, but the whole bolt just unscrews. You just got a nylon nut in there. All right, so we got the covers off. Now I still might go back to my original plan of just drilling this out, because you could keep this on, drill out the center, and it looks a lot better than just this open end, if you will. I don't know, to be determined, but I think that's what we'll do, because then just looks better. Yeah, video's about. This video is about these kryptonite ball joints. So this is kind of annoying for two different reasons. The first being, if I get a light. So the first being, I installed these a while back, and I wasn't totally convinced. I thought something might be wrong, because I had the steering linkage off, everything was off, totally stripped, just the knuckle, and I could barely turn it left or right. So, not my brother's fault, but he said, oh, these ball joints, he put them in his truck, they were super stiff at first, they do have a break-in period. I looked it up, they do in fact have a break-in period, so that's not out of the realm of possibility, right? Well then, after driving so many thousands of miles, I figured something's still gotta be wrong. These are still way too tight for what they should be, right? Like, it seems to be binding up my steering, that's how tight it is, which I'll show you once I get this all apart. And the second annoying part of this is, I just had this front axle totally stripped apart over the winter time, because I had the leaking seals right at your differential, so linkage was out of the way. This is totally stripped apart. Differential was out to get those seals in, and that's what I was messing with these ball joints again. I double checked the torque on them; they're torqued down right, and so that's kind of frustrating because I was right there. It was all together, and I didn't do too much more research on it. I couldn't really find anything as far as why these would be binding up, other than they have a break-in period, which I figured I gotta be way past by now, because they say the break-in period is only 1,000 miles. Or whatever it is from kryptonite, whatever they. And then, so I kind of just let it be. So from, I think his name's Mike Ferris. I'll put a link in the description of his, he redoes a bunch of 6-liter trucks, which he makes awesome videos. I love to actually get to the point where he's at, as far as, he likes redoing trucks and then making videos on it. And he had the same thing I said, where they were super tight, super bad. Bolts up to here. So I think I'm gonna switch this to a time lapse, or something on the lines of that. But really, all you have to do for stripping this down, or if somebody wants to see it in another video, I can do another video on it. But so you get your tire off, you get your brakes out of the way, rotor out of the way. Now you got this hub. So from there, you have a bunch of little bolts. I forget what size these are, but they're nailing. They're nothing special. From there, you take this off. Then you got a, I'll show that maybe. You got like a snap ring kind of deal. Then the hub comes out. So, yeah. After that, then you got to get that out of the way. You got 4 bolts holding the hub on behind here. They're 21 mil. So get that out of the way. Get everything out of the way. Get this inner axle shaft out. Well, inner and outer. Just pull the whole thing out. And then from there, I'll probably take the steering, the tie rod end off. Because I'm probably going to take this whole, I'm thinking I'm going to take this whole hub, or this steering knuckle, just totally get it out of the way. I think that's going to be the move here. Piece I got to get to is right here. So once we get there, I'll show pretty much what I got to do here. Alrighty guys, so we got it all stripped apart, and the issue I have is, you can probably tell just the way I'm moving it, this is totally stripped, right? And it should not take a whole ton of effort to move this left or right. So like I was saying when I was watching, I want to say his name is Mike Ferris, but whatever, he redoes a bunch of 6-liter trucks. And he's redoing a Amarillo truck. He pretty much just got finished up. I guess he's just looking for the mud flaps, like the certain factory mud flap or whatever. But he installed these ball joints, and these ball joints are kryptonite ball joints. Super strong, super tough. When he installed it, did the same thing I did, where afterwards, it's totally, really tough to move. And he knew right from the start that something was wrong. I did too. I just kind of got led down the path of like, oh, these should just be broken in, whatever. Which is fine, not the end of the world, it's just kind of. But the issue is, so you gotta break, or so they're torqued down correctly, all that stuff. I thought that was the issue I had, but I don't know if you can see it real well. I'll show it to you here in a second once I get the steering knuckle out of the way. But you got this caster kind of nut shim, and that's got to be loose. I didn't know that when I installed these. I just put them in. It was just there already, right? So I put it all together, and then instantly tough. Now he pulled his apart again. Now he didn't have it all back together. He just had the ball joints in, everything torqued down, and then got this free, and then from there it was totally fine. So we're gonna try that on mine. I hope that fixes my issue, because these do have a they do have a braking period. So when I first did it, these things, I mean, just terrible memories here. Not good. But then they did break in after 1,000 miles, which is kind of how I've been running it. But it's still not ideal, right? Like, you don't want it. It still has memory steel, not as horrific, but you know, you hit a bump and it kind of wants to drift the one way. It's just really annoying. So if I can get this corrected, that would be nice, especially with the new wheels and tires. And too, a good trick to do is like this tie rod end, for an example. Like, clearly I'm going to reuse it, right? So always put the nut back on the bottom. One, it protects the threads, and two, prevents you from losing it, because I swear it takes nothing to mar these up, and it's just a pain. Makes like an easy job take so much longer, because you got to try to clean up the threads, or I've had to even just totally switch out the part, which is frustrating just because the threads were so mangled up. Before torquing down though, I'll double check it. But yeah, let me get this steering knuckle all the way. Probably got to fire up the air hammer for that. And then let's see what we got here. I'm gonna switch it back to time lapse, so try to cut down the time on the video. Like I said, if anyone wants to see how this is actually taken apart, I could do a video on it, because I'm sure I'll probably tear up some other front end parts, or I'll be taking this apart again, like the hub or something, or the wheel bearing. So whatever, just put a comment down below and we'll get to it. So you can see I got it all apart. This is the piece on top, the caster, which I'm gonna have to clean that up to free it, but this has got to be free. Like, it's got to be able to spin. Mine's all rusted, so I popped it out with a hammer. So I'll probably have to clean that up pretty good and clean in here pretty good, so this will all be free. But I can't even put my truck back together because these ball joints are already shot, which I don't know why I'm going through parts so fast. Like, these kryptonite ball joints have been on, they've been on for over a year, but this truck is not a daily driver. They got like maybe 5,000 miles on them, and like that shouldn't be able to pop up and down and be all willy-nilly. This top one's a little bit better. Oh no, it's got some up and down movement too. But yeah, this bottom one's totally blowing out, which these kryptonite ones are supposed to be strong. And the problem too with putting these ones in, they're like an oversized ball joint, so I can't exactly go back to original. I don't know what my move is going to be here. Yeah, so that's kind of unexpectedly not good. Wasn't expecting to do ball joints today. on top of that. I was hoping just take it apart, clean this up, get it to fit, retorque everything, and put it back together. But we can't put it together like that. Like, that would be useless. We would just be taking it apart again. So it's gonna be a part 2 to this one. We'll see if it's today or whenever shipping. I'm at the mercy of shipping, of course. All right, thanks guys. Second action here. So I had to press the new ball joints. The Kryptonite ones I had were no good, so I could try to warranty them. I think this is probably still the issue of the steering was binding up, which is probably wore out the ball joints too quick. I'm not sure. But so the issue was this piece right here. I got it all cleaned up, and you want to have it like it goes in, and you want it to be loose. So I didn't quite have it enough a second ago, and I torqued down these ball joints, and it was still like just pretty much where it was at, where it was super kind of difference here, which I'm hoping it does. All right, cool. We got that thread on there. All right, so yeah, the torque's for some reason, but it's not. It's let me double check. Joint to 47. Upper to 69 and then bottom to 150. So I was thinking these were at 70 for some reason. I don't know, maybe it was another truck I was trying to or nut ball joint, or the nut for the bottom ball joint, the thread on, but the old nut for the other ball joint threads on. So we're just gonna run with that. Not ideal. Well, not. All right. All right. 160. It's not as loose as I would want it to be, but it is for sure better. I think it should be more free. I don't know. Maybe I'll try the other side. If anything is different on that side, I'll put the camera back on. But as far as for now, I mean, it's better than it was. It's still not, like, it's way better than it was. Before, you'd take both hands and really pry. Loosely fixed for the moment. Decide tomorrow, so I got to run back to the parts store and get the correct ball joint. I don't see myself, at least if I get this back together, the truck's drivable. So see you on the next one.